Hey folks, Long Beach Mayor Rex Richardson here, and thanks for joining us for our Grow Long Beach live stream update. Today's live stream will focus on the aerospace and aviation sector, one of the 5 key sectors identified in the Grow Long Beach initiative. Our city has a long history in this sector, and our aviation roots go back to the early days of flight. And over the decades, Long Beach has been the epicenter for a number of aerospace innovations, and we're committed to continue to play a leading role in shaping the development of this important industry. Long Beach has become Space Beach as more and more innovative companies in the ever-expanding space industry come here to set up shop right here in the city of Long Beach. And this includes Rocket Lab, a future-thinking company doing incredible things in the industry right here as a part of our community. They are a real space company. We're proud that Rocket Lab selected Long Beach as their international headquarters, and since 2020 has continued to make investments here in our community. And today, Richard French, Senior Director of Business Development and Strategy, Space Systems of Rocket Lab Long Beach, joins us. So when thinking of Rocket Lab, my mind goes to rocket launches. And I know that, you're much bigger than rocket launches, but run it down. Give me the numbers, man. Where do you stand? How many launches? How many satellites? Where do you guys stand?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. It's
Sure.
nice to be here and chat with you. Rocket Lab certainly is the global leader in dedicated small launch. We've launched 46 times, 181 satellites to orbit. We are the second most launched U.S. rocket. But the Space Systems division, I think, is really where it's at right now.
That's
a lot of our
at.
growth being driven by satellites. So we now have 42 satellites in our production backlog. We've launched 4 satellites already to date. And it's just amazing to think we've made this much progress in such a short amount of time.
Short amount of time. So when you moved here from what city before coming to Long Beach?
We were in Huntington Beach, sharing a fence line with Boeing, I think, at that time.
And the founders were in New Zealand?
Peter Beck, our CEO and founder, is from New Zealand. That's correct.
That's pretty cool. And somehow from New Zealand to Huntington Beach, you found home in Long Beach. So tell me about some of the programs you have and some of the innovative work that you're working on.
Yeah, so on the space system side, our major growth area is satellites. And the most exciting thing that just happened is we signed a $500 million contract with the Department of Defense to deliver 18 satellites for the proliferated warfare architecture to do tactical communications. And so that's really a huge step up for us to become a prime contractor, competing against the likes of Boeing and Lockheed. So like I was saying, just crazy progress in a short amount of time.
That's incredible. And, as a city, we go out and we advocate to the federal government all the time. But traditionally, we're advocating to folks like Department of Transportation for bridge funding or port funding. And what we're finding ourselves doing now is when we go to DC, we meet with DOD now because we have this emerging space cluster that is dependent in many ways. Their growth is dependent on being able to tap into the federal market. So it's great that you've been successful. $500 million, that's real production, real numbers, real jobs. So how many jobs across all your facilities in Long Beach do you have now?
So Rocket Lab is up to about 1,900 people total, and in Long Beach, I think we're over 350. If my latest numbers are correct.
So let me ask you. So what key factors makes your company's Long Beach campus and additional campuses crucial to your overall success?
Yeah, so selfishly, I like it because my commute is manageable. I live in Culver, so that's a lot better than when we were in Huntington. But what's great about Long Beach is the talent pool. So we are in a fierce competition for talent right now. Engineers are so hard to come by, but with all of the companies that are trying to make it here, we've got an opportunity to compete in that talent pool. I think it's also pretty cool, the industrial park that we're in. When we walk to LBX to get lunch, we get to see some of those historical markers that do identify the history of this place. And a lot of us that are in the industry, we care a lot about the history. We care a lot about the mission and the impact. And so it's cool to be reminded of that.
And I think it's cool too. I mean, the space that you're in is great, but even, it creates a little bit of synergy. Like most recently, we know that Virgin Orbit, our first Space Beach company, went down, right? And you all were in close proximity, and took quick action and acquired that space. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was a really big deal for us. Of course, unfortunate that Virgin didn't make it, but we were certainly the beneficiary. We were able to acquire that property for about $17 million, I think. There was over $100 million of capital equipment inside. That's allowing us to accelerate our launch production, accelerate the production cadence of Electron, as well as get Neutron, our new launch vehicle, to the pad.
Neutron, that's right.
Even more exciting, though, is we've successfully kicked all of our launch team out of our headquarters location. Now that they've got 144,000 square feet for themselves, we're taking over the rest of our existing facility for satellite manufacturing.
So you got room for growth now.
Tons.
Absolutely. And you mentioned workforce is super talent, super important. We've seen the fact that we have this cluster. When Virgin went down, we were able to move quickly as a city, put together a hiring fair and get a lot of those workers placed at local companies. And we did it most recently when NASA JPL announced their layoffs in Pasadena. A lot of those workers were in Long Beach or in the greater Long Beach area, and we did the same thing. So I remember seeing Rocket Lab at both of those fairs. So were you able to retain some of those employees?
We were, yeah, and unfortunate as it is to see layoffs, and I think some of that's happening at Northrop and Space Park as well. It's a really good time for us because we've got the demand and the need for more engineers, and we're bringing a lot of good ones on.
So I think it's really awesome that you're building satellites and building space stuff right here in Long Beach that'll ultimately go to Mars and to Venus. But do you have anything special to share with us today or any updates?
Yeah, happy to talk a little bit about our mission to Mars. So
Okay.
our mission to Mars is called Escapade. Escapade, yep. We're building 2 satellites for Rob Lewis, UC Berkeley.
Nice.
We call the spacecraft Gold and Blue, or Blue and Gold. I wanted amazing
Like
blue.
the X-Men, blue team, gold team.
I was thinking more of the Bears, but
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I think you can have a Marvel story if you want. So yeah, those spacecraft are coming together in our clean room. You should come take a look at them because the spacecraft are fully integrated in our clean room. All the instruments have been delivered by Berkeley, and we're going through our environmental test, ready to deliver the spacecraft to the Cape in August of this year. So it's pretty inspirational getting to come into the office every day and see spacecraft that are going to Mars to do science for NASA almost completed.
Is there any way that I can attach a note to Mars and just stick it in a tube or something and you guys just launch it?
Maybe we can etch a little message. Yeah, something.
Okay, I want to send something to Mars or to Venus. So this is all pretty cool stuff, and young people pay attention to what's happening. And I talk to students at SATO, and I think it's really special that they can dream about doing engineering and space and all that, and it's happening right there in the community. It makes it more attainable. So let me ask. So what is next for Rocket Lab and for the Space Systems Division?
So right now we're focused on expanding and scaling, but we've got to deliver on our existing program. So I mentioned 42 satellites in our production backlog. We've got a series of satellites we're delivering for Varda Space Industries.
Okay.
You may have seen that we re-entered their payload just a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And we've got a series of missions going every 6 months for them. We've got 17 satellites that we're building for Globalstar to do direct-to-device connectivity. Those all have to be delivered this year.
Okay.
We've got our 2 spacecraft going to Mars. Those have to be delivered this year. And so it's really about doing what we said we were going to do, executing on our programs. In parallel with that, it's about expanding for the future and getting ready to solve even more larger problems.
Absolutely. Well, I think all of this is exciting, and when you have a new cluster, a new industry, where we're north of 4,000 jobs in Space Beach now, and we want to expand and we want to grow, and we could totally see with some of the work you're doing in Vast Space and others, we could totally see being north of 5,000 jobs within the next year. And so there's responsibility that comes with that. On behalf of the city, you want people's jobs to be secure. You want to make sure that they have quality of life, that they're able to buy a home in your community, raise a family, have great schools, have access to health care, and that's what we have in Long Beach. But we have to make sure that the demand for space continues. And so my role as a mayor may be to advocate, to be a thought leader, to help advocate for more opportunities, more contracts, to help sustain the work here in Long Beach. And so the great work that you're doing is forcing the city to innovate and to think differently about how we support growing industries, which I think is Really exciting. So I'll just ask you if you have anything else to add or to share with our Grow Long Beach update.
No, we appreciate the opportunity to get our story out. And I think that one of the things you hit on is important. Making sure that people know the Rocket Lab story.
Absolutely.
That we're doing more than launch, that we're building satellite missions, that you can come to Rocket Lab and have a huge impact. That's an important message. And so we want that out there so that more folks want to come work with us.
Absolutely. Well, thanks a lot, Richard. You heard it. Richard joined us and shared more about Rocket Lab and the incredible work that they're doing. We certainly appreciate Rocket Lab's investment into Long Beach and their commitment to Space Beach. We can't wait to see what's around the corner in the industry. As we've heard, Rocket Lab is bringing high quality manufacturing jobs to our city, is helping to grow Long Beach. Long Beach's local economy is growing in new and exciting directions. That's important to us. And as a city, we're committed to continue to unleash the potential of key growth sectors that will be critical to Long Beach's future. So thank you all for joining us for today's update. Now we'll proceed with interpretation in Spanish and Khmer. Thank you.
Hola a todos, hoy nos acompañó el alcalde Rex Richardson en nuestra retransmisión en directo para hablar sobre la actualización de la iniciativa Grow Long Beach. El alcalde nos contó que este proyecto se centra en el sector aeroespacial y de aviación, uno de los 5 sectores identificados en la iniciativa Grow Long Beach. Nuestra ciudad tiene una larga historia en el sector y nuestras raíces en la aviación se remontan a los primeros días de la aviación. Long Beach se ha convertido en la playa del espacio, ya que cada vez son más las empresas innovadoras del sector espacial que en constante expansión vienen a instalarse aquí. Esto incluye a Rocket Lab, una empresa con visión de futuro que está haciendo cosas increíbles en el sector aquí mismo como parte de nuestra comunidad. Tuvimos la suerte de contar hoy con la presencia de Richard French, director senior de Desarrollo Empresarial y Estrategia de Sistemas Espaciales de Rocket Lab. Cuando pienso en Rocket Lab, dijo el alcalde, me vienen a la cabeza los lanzamientos de cohetes espaciales y le preguntó qué podía contarnos sobre la división de sistemas espaciales aquí en Long Beach. El señor French dijo que Rocket Lab es líder mundial en lanzamientos pequeños, pero que llevan muchos años trabajando para convertirse en una empresa espacial de punta a punta, integrando verticalmente las tecnologías discriminantes necesarias para construir naves espaciales y realizar misiones al espacio. Aunque somos una división joven de sistemas espaciales, tenemos 42 satélites en nuestra cartera de producción aquí en Long Beach. Nuestra misión a Marte, llamada Escapade, está en vías de completar su integración y será enviada a la península a fines de este verano. Hemos recibido todos los instrumentos de nuestro investigador Rob Lillis de la Universidad de Berkeley y los hemos integrado en la pareja de las naves espaciales que llamamos Blue and Gold o Azul y Oro, y ahora estamos pasando nuestra prueba medioambiental y seguimos expandiéndonos y ampliando nuestra capacidad para ofrecer nuevos satélites y misiones. Hemos ocupado el edificio de Bear Hill en Long Beach y nuestro equipo de lanzamiento está trabajando duro para llevar a cabo nuestro vehículo de lanzamiento neutrón a la plataforma, al tiempo que produce cohetes Electron a un ritmo cada vez mayor. Lo mejor de todo es que el espacio que ocupan en el sistema espacial se está ampliando ahora con la fabricación de satélites del tipo de constelación aquí en Long Beach. Vamos a seguir cumpliendo misiones desafiantes y este año cumpliremos nuestra misión para Global Star y entregaremos la misión Escapade a la NASA y seguiremos volando misiones de entrada para la barda. Además, estamos trabajando en el diseño preliminar de Scorpius en previsión de la integración del primer vehículo de esta constelación el próximo verano. están atentos a los próximos anuncios de nuevas misiones, dijo French. El alcalde le agradeció a French por acompañarnos hoy y por compartir con nosotros más información sobre Rocker Lab. Rocker Lab está trayendo puestos de trabajo de fabricación de alta calidad a la ciudad y está ayudando a crecer a Long Beach. La economía local de Long Beach está creciendo en nuevas y emocionantes direcciones. Como ciudad estamos comprometidos a liberar el potencial de los sectores clave de crecimiento que serán fundamentales para nuestro futuro, dijo el alcalde, y nos dio las gracias a todos por acompañarlo hoy en esta actualización.
Some chimney so bump on the Arcania I compung the time dance snap and Tessana cap side toil that tong Nung Cavity Tiny. Tiny Cron Cavity side toil on Pika, Loot Lock Crong Long Bit, look at people Crong Rex Richardson, Nung Jimrip June bump on the Podamian Tomay and Chong Croy, on PT Crong Rabah Young High Dum Tomay and Chong Croy, Nick without Loop Night Avaka. នឹងវិស័យអាកាសចរដែលជាវិស័យមួយនៅក្នុងវិស័យទាំង5ដែលមានកំណត់នៅក្នុងគម្រោងលូតលាស់ទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចរបស់យើងបាទទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចរបស់យើងនឹងមានប្រវត្តិសាវតាយូរលង់ណាស់មកហើយក្នុងផ្នែកនឹងមួយដែលនឹងជាឬគល់នៃផ្នែកអាកាសចររបស់យើងក៏មានប្រវត្តិកើតឡើងតាំងតែពីផ្ដើមមានយន្តហោះនៅពេលដំបូងមកម្លេះ ទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចបានប្រែក្លាយជាឆ្នេរសម្រាប់លំហអាកាសត្បិតយើងមានក្រុមហ៊ុនធំៗនិងឆ្នៃប្រឌិតកាន់តែច្រើនឡើងមកបើកក្រុមហ៊ុនវិនិយោគនិងពង្រីកឧស្សាហកម្មអវកាសរបស់យើងបាទក្រុមហ៊ុនធំៗនិងល្បីឈ្មោះទាំងនោះរួមមានក្រុមហ៊ុនបន្ទប់ពិសោធន៍ Rocket ឬក៏ Rocket Lab ដែលជាក្រុមហ៊ុនមួយដែលមានចក្ខុវិស័យវែងឆ្ងាយទៅអនាគត នឹងលូតលាស់សម្រាប់សហគមន៍របស់យើងហើយថ្ងៃនេះយើងមានភ័ព្វវាសនាដែរដោយយើងមាននាយកជាន់ខ្ពស់ផ្នែកការអភិវឌ្ឍអាជីវកម្មនិងយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រនៃប្រព័ន្ធមន្ទីរពិសោធន៍ Rocket គឺលោក Richard French មកចូលរួមជាភ្ញៀវកិត្តិយសមកពេលនេះយើងទៅពេលដែលយើងនឹកទៅដល់ក្រុមហ៊ុនមន្ទីរពិសោធន៍បាញ់បង្ហោះគ្រាប់ Rocket Lab នេះគឺលោកអភិបាលក្រុងនឹកភ្នាល់ដល់ការបាញ់បង្ហោះគ្រាប់ Rocket ឯណោះបាទដូច្នេះទើបបានជាលោកសូមឲ្យលោក Richard French រៀបរាប់ពន្យល់អំពីតកតងនឹងប្រព័ន្ធអវកាសនៅទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចនេះឲ្យលោកបានជ្រាបបងប្អូនបានជ្រាបថាតើក្រុមហ៊ុននោះមានអ្វីខ្លះបើជាការឆ្លើយតបតំណាងក្រុមហ៊ុនជំរាបក្រុមថាក្រុមហ៊ុន Rocket Lab នេះគឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុនឈានមុខគេនៅលើពិភពលោកនៅក្នុងការបាញ់បង្ហោះគ្រាប់ Rocket មែនតែគ្រាប់ខ្នាតតូចទោះជាយ៉ាងនេះក្តីក្រុមហ៊ុននេះបានដុតដៃដុតជើងដើម្បីបានប្រែក្លាយខ្លួនឲ្យទៅជាក្រុមហ៊ុនអវកាសដ៏ធំមួយអស់ជាច្រើនឆ្នាំមកហើយបាទក្រុមហ៊ុននេះបានប្រើប្រាស់បច្ចេកវិទ្យាទំនើបចុងក្រោយដើម្បីធ្វើយានអវកាសនិងបង្ហោះយានទាំងនេះបាទបើទោះបីជាក្រុមហ៊ុននេះនៅមានភាពក្មេងខ្ចីយ៉ាងណាក្តីតែតំណាងក្រុមហ៊ុនបញ្ជាក់ថាក្រុមហ៊ុនមានប្រព័ន្ធផ្កាយរណបរហូតដល់ទៅ42គ្រឿងដែលកំពុងតែស្ថិតនៅក្នុងបញ្ជីសង្វាក់ផលិតកម្មនៅក្នុងទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចរបស់យើងនេះបាទលោកបន្ថែមទៀតថាបេសកកម្មរបស់ក្រុមហ៊ុននេះគឺការបាញ់បង្ហោះយានអវកាសទៅកាន់ភពព្រះអង្គារឬ Mars យានយន្តនោះឈ្មោះថា Escapade ដែលធ្វើរួចរាល់ទៅហើយនៅចាំតែដឹកទៅបាញ់បង្ហោះនៅរដូវក្រៅនេះតែប៉ុណ្ណោះហើយរាល់ឧបករណ៍សម្រាប់ការផលិតយាននេះគឺបានមកពីរោងចក្រផលិតរបស់ក្រុមហ៊ុនដដែលនេះឈ្មោះថា Rob Lillis នៅឯសាកលវិទ្យាល័យ UC Berkeley នឹងត្រូវដំឡើងរួមគ្នាជាមួយនឹងយានអវកាសមួយដែលឲ្យឈ្មោះថា Blue and Gold បាទលោក Richard French ក៏បន្ថែមថាសប្តាហ៍ថ្ងៃនេះក្រុមហ៊ុនរបស់លោកកំពុងតែធ្វើតេស្តអំពីផលប៉ះពាល់ដល់បរិស្ថានបាទនៅក្នុងពេលជាមួយគ្នានេះក្រុមហ៊ុននេះកំពុងតែបន្តពង្រីកវិសាលភាពនៅក្នុងការផលិតយានផ្កាយរណបនិងបន្តបេសកកម្មរបស់ខ្លួនបាទក្រុមហ៊ុននេះក៏បានយកអគារ Virgin Building នៅក្នុងក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចនិងក្រុមបង្ហោះយានអវកាសរបស់ក្រុមហ៊ុននេះកំពុងតែធ្វើការយ៉ាងស្រស័ក្តិស្រស្រាំដើម្បីបញ្ជូនយានយន្តឬក៏យានសម្រាប់បាញ់បង្ហោះថ្មីមួយទៀតឈ្មោះថា Neutron ដើម្បីឲ្យទៅដាក់នៅទីតាំងបាញ់បង្ហោះបាទនៅក្នុងពេលជាមួយគ្នានេះក្រុមហ៊ុនកំពុងតែផលិត Rocket Electron នៅក្នុងសន្ទុះដ៏ខ្លាំងក្លាមួយបាទលោកបន្តទៀតថាអ្វីដែលគួរឲ្យអស្ចារ្យនោះគឺក្រុមហ៊ុននេះបានវិវត្តពីប្រព័ន្ធអវកាសមកពង្រីកខ្លួនដើម្បីបង្កើតបានជាប្រព័ន្ធផ្កាយរណបដែលអាចភ្ជាប់ទំនាក់ទំនងគ្នាពីយានផ្កាយរណបផ្សេងៗទៀតបាទហើយទាំងនេះគឺមានផលិតនៅទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចរបស់យើងនេះឯង បាទលោកក៏បន្តទៀតថាឆ្នាំនេះក្រុមហ៊ុនបានសម្រេចបេសកកម្មនៅក្នុងការផលិតយានមួយឈ្មោះថា Global Star ដើម្បីបញ្ជូនយាន The Escape ទៅកាន់ NASA ហើយនឹងបន្តបេសកកម្មបង្ហោះយាន Vada នៅក្នុងពេលជាមួយគ្នានេះដែរក្រុមហ៊ុននេះកំពុងតែចាប់ផ្ដើមរចនាយានយន្តមួយទៀតឈ្មោះថា Scorpius ហើយសង្ឃឹមថានឹងចេញជារូបរាងដំបូងជាប្រព័ន្ធកែរណបដែលរួមមួយនៅរដូវក្តៅនេះដូច្នេះសូមបងប្អូនរងចាំតាមដានព័ត៌មានអំពីការប្រកាសពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹងបេសកកម្មថ្មីៗទាំងនេះនៅពេលឆាប់ៗខាងមុខនេះបាទហើយជាចុងក្រោយលោកអភិបាលក្រុងក៏បានអរគុណលោក Richard ដែលបានចូលរួមនៅក្នុងកម្មវិធីផ្សាយផ្ទាល់របស់យើងដើម្បីជម្រាបជូនបងប្អូនអំពីព័ត៌មានថ្មីៗទាក់ទងនឹងក្រុមហ៊ុនពិសោធន៍ Rocket នេះមន្ទីរពិសោធន៍និងផលិតយានអវកាសនិងកែរណបនេះគឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុនមានគុណភាពខ្ពស់ដែលផ្ដល់ការងារជាច្រើនសម្រាប់បងប្អូនប្រជាពលរដ្ឋនៅក្នុងសហគមន៍ក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចរបស់យើងប្រកាសណាស់ក្រុមហ៊ុននេះជួយដល់ការរីកលូតលាស់របស់ក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចរបស់យើងសេដ្ឋកិច្ចនៅក្នុងមូលដ្ឋានក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចរបស់យើងបានកើនឡើងឬក៏រីកចម្រើននៅក្នុងទិសដៅថ្មីនិងគួរជាទីមោទនៈមួយបាទលោកអភិបាលក្រុងបន្ថែមថាយើងបដិញ្ញានៅក្នុងការជួយជំរុញហើយលើកស្ទួយសក្តានុពលនៃការរីកលូតលាស់ឲ្យអស់ពីលទ្ធភាពសម្រាប់វិស័យផ្សេងៗនៅក្នុងទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចរបស់យើងដែលនេះជាក្តីសង្ឃឹមសំខាន់មួយសម្រាប់អនាគតរបស់ទីក្រុងរបស់យើងបាទសូមអរគុណបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាដែលបានត្រង់ត្រាប់ស្ដាប់ការផ្សាយបន្តផ្ទាល់របស់យើងបាទសូមជម្រាបលា